Hey there. This is Jim, and I'd like to welcome you to the next edition of Black Smoke Fellowship. I'm off for a few days, and so I've been hanging out here in the garage, and one of my sons-in-law just came by, needed some help with a project that he was working on with one of my grandsons. They're building a chicken coop, and he needed some help putting some pieces together. You know, the more I think about life and living and our responsibilities as men, the more I begin to understand that one of the most important things that we will leave behind is our legacy. We have a choice as to what that legacy is going to be. A lot of people decide that they want to make a lot of money, or they want to have a lot of possessions. And so they spend their life chasing the dollar, looking for a better job, looking for a way to make more money. They forget about the other things in life. There's some people that pursue happiness or pleasure. They misplace where that happiness really is. They get their pleasure out of many different things. Athletics, cars, some things that are not quite as moral. And those are the things that they concentrate on. That's the things that they spend their time on, is seeking that kind of a satisfaction. I look back at the scripture, and in the book of Proverbs, Solomon says to raise up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. You know, that's very true. If we spend our time investing in our children, men specifically, if you spend time investing in your sons, developing them to be the men that God intends for them to be, then the reward will be great. I'm not saying that there aren't times when they don't do the things that they should do, or that their life is going to be perfect by any means. But this I know is that at some point, the things that you have taught will come back around. If we don't instill values into our children's lives, they're values that they'll never get. And men, it's just as important that you instill values in your daughter's life. You know, we can take a boy, we can take a son, we can take a grandson, and we can teach them the things that we do, working with our hands, working on cars, going fishing, going hunting, how to treat a woman, how to treat their children. And so many times, the lessons that we're teaching are not lessons that we even set out to teach. The lessons that we're teaching our young men are the lessons that they see from our lives. You see, if we value everything around us more than we value them, if we value our pleasure, if we value our future more than we value the future of the life that we have been put in charge of raising, where do you think they will, what values do you think they will come up with? They will copy your values. Jim Croce sang a song many, many years ago about a father who had a son. And he would do things for that son, yet when the son asked for time, the father was too busy. The song is Cats in the Cradle. How many times do we go out of our way to try and buy something for our children? In this case, the very first thing was a baseball. The father bought his son a baseball. And the little boy said, "Dad, can you teach me how to play?" The dad said, "I'm sorry, son. There's too much that I have to do. You go play. And when I'm done, we'll get together. Then we'll have a good time." Too many times the then never takes place because there's always something that stands in the way. There's always something that's more important. Our job as truck drivers, we have a real problem because many of us are gone all week. And then we come home and we have to try and find time. We have to try and make time. We have to try and squeeze in our family, and that's hard. I'm with you on that. This week I had many plans of things that I wanted to get done around the house. You know what? My grandbabies decided that they had other plans. The roof on that shed will get put on eventually. The gutters will be cleaned out eventually. But you know, I will never have these moments again with these babies. To invest in their lives, to teach these young men how to be men, to teach these young women what to expect out of a man, how to be treated. You see, the way we treat others is the greatest lesson that we will ever teach any of our kids. Man, it's about legacy. It's about what you're going to leave behind. Ask yourself this question today. What are you leaving behind? You know, there's a lot of young men that don't have a male figure in their life. And this is where we as men, as Christian men, need to begin to stand up and to take our role as a patriarch, especially you older men. You need to stand up and you need to say, I will mentor that young man that doesn't have a father figure in his life. I will show that young man what it is to be a man. Because if we don't do it, I guarantee you the world is standing ready, willing, and able to teach them how they want them to react and how to act. We've got a generation of young men growing up that are totally confused. They're confused about their role. They're confused about who they are. They're confused about what they should be. They're confused about what is right and what is wrong. They're confused about what is true and what is false. Men, it is time for us to stand up and to be the light in a dark world. It is time for us to stand up and to be the standard, to be that which is true to those who are seeking truth. It is time for us to stand up and to put our arms around other people and show them the empathy that we should have as Christians. It's time for us to take the responsibility for those lives that are around us. Until next time, God bless.